The Dalai Lama's legacy, navigating reincarnation and Tibet's future in the face of change. As we look back on nearly a century, the Dalai Lama has stood as a central figure in Tibet's enduring quest for independence and cultural freedom, under the Chinese Communist Party's rule. Despite the increasing power and influence from Beijing to suppress such movements, the spiritual leader remains an emblematic symbol for millions of followers scattered across the globe. With his 90th birthday on the horizon this Sunday, the Dalai Lama is preparing for what is being seen as a critical turning point, determining who will hold the power to identify his reincarnation. In a recent announcement from Wednesday, the Dalai Lama made it clear that his successor will be designated by his office and not by any other external authority, indicating the continuation of the Dalai Lama's lineage. Remarking in a video message to religious elders in Dharamshala, India, where he has taken refuge, he stated, "I am confirming that the Dalai Lama's institution remains intact." The cycle of rebirth is fundamental to Tibetan Buddhism. Unlike the ordinary involuntary cycle of reincarnation governed by karma, a spiritual leader like the Dalai Lama is believed to have the capacity to choose his rebirth with the goal of aiding all sentient beings. However, the reincarnation of the Dalai Lama carries more than just spiritual significance. It's a point of contention for the geopolitical dynamics in the Himalayan region. Thupten Jinpa, the Dalai Lama's trusted translator and co-author of his latest memoir, Voice for the Voiceless, has emphasized the Dalai Lama's unifying role, urging the younger Tibetan generation to be prepared for a future without their spiritual guide. But here's where it gets controversial. The Dalai Lama has asserted that his next reincarnation should be found in a free world outside of China, urging the international community, and especially Tibetans, to reject any candidate Beijing might endorse. On the flip side, the Chinese government stands firm on its claim to have the ultimate authority in approving the next Dalai Lama, as well as other reincarnate lamas, often referred to as living Buddhas. The strategy to assert control over a historically spiritual and independent tradition clearly reflects a calculated attempt to mainstream religious practices under state influence. Critics argue that this move is a way for an officially atheist and authoritarian regime, eager to suppress dissent and maintain control, to dominate Tibet's rich spiritual heritage and sway the loyalty of its people. It's a point open for debate. Does a secular government have a legitimate stake in the spiritual practices of a society steeped in centuries of tradition? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you see a conflict between the political and spiritual realms here? Your opinions are welcome in the comment section. The Dalai Lama's passing will potentially usher in a new dilemma for the Communist Party. Some younger exiled Tibetans criticize his middle way approach, seeking more aggressive measures in response to Beijing's policies. In the absence of a unifying spiritual force, the momentum for full Tibetan independence might gain traction, shaking the foundations of the status quo. How does the future unravel? What will happen when a new Dalai Lama must choose between two distinct futures, one rooted in tradition and the other steeped in political influences? This question provokes deep thought on the nature of faith, identity, and authority in modern times. Share your thoughts below. Do you see an enduring spiritual identity triumphing over political ambitions? Or do these political undertones have an irrevocable impact on the future of Tibetan Buddhism?